Hello, you awesome people. Welcome to Sane Sunday Live. It's great to see you again. We're glad you're here. Let's see, Horses Shop, first again. Congratulations, being first in chat. Horses Shop. Camaro time. Great to see you. Gregory Salvatore is here. Good to see you too. Gregory Salvatore will be on at 9 p.m. right after we're done. The Queen of the car scene will be here momentarily. Let's see what is going on in the chat. Well, before I look through the chat and everything, I want to do what we usually do. No, I don't have my... here I am without the calendar again. Look at that. Well, I can at least shout out the other people with the live streams on the hashtag Insanefriends Cooperative Live Calendar. Remember, cooperation is much more profitable than competition. Hey, Breezy's Bike Shop. It's nice to see you here. Oh, and we have made some changes in the studio. The Queen of the car scene is here. You'll notice that the sticker board is closer to the camera now.
No, it's not.
You can see Chopper's Rule 1 sticker up here. He's live every Saturday night at 6:30. His Fab Automotive Detailing sticker here. He's live every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Camaro Times right here. And then our newer stickers are right here. We'll be sending some of those out to some of you guys soon.
They're $25 a piece. Get them while they're hot.
Now, I wanted to address something.
Just kidding.
There has been some discussion on some other channels and other lives about the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar. We had a couple of people expressing some concerns that not everybody was shouting everybody out. And I know that happens. I know some people either forget or just for whatever reason do not. Besides myself, I always shout everybody out on the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar. And I'm not the only one that shouts out everybody else on the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar. And not only am I live twice a week and shouting everybody out twice a week, but there's other people that are shouting everybody here out during the week. So it's not a situation where that you're not getting any support back if you shout everybody out. At worst, you're getting twice as many shout outs back as what you're giving. And you shouldn't even think about it that way. I mean, I did get a message from somebody, and you know, they were expressing concern about that. And I'm not saying they're that way all the time. Maybe they were just having a bad day. But you shouldn't think about it that way. Just think about it this way. If you're cooperating with the live calendar and you have the opportunity to shout all these people out and help all their live streams grow and help their channels grow, you don't have to wait until you become wildly successful. You don't have to wait until you become a millionaire. You don't have to wait until you become rich and powerful to be able to help other people. If you're on here and all you do is once or twice during your live, you shout out each and every one of these people, then suddenly you have the power to help their channel grow without having to wait until you're rich and powerful, because you're powerful right now. You have an audience right now. So do it for the giving. Do it for the fact that you have that power to affect other people's channels and other people's channel growth. And just go ahead and don't worry about the ones who aren't shouting everybody else out.
Every time you shout somebody out on the Insane calendar, you are guaranteed at least two shout outs for your channel.
Yeah, because if I were the only one, and I'm not, if I were the only one shouting you out in return, I'd be shouting you out on every Sunday and every Wednesday. So that's 2 times a week for your every one time. So, I mean, again, that's not the best way to think about it, even though that there are other people on here that are shouting you out. So you're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 times in return for every shout out that you give. But don't even think about it that way. Think about it the way I think about it. I get to shout all you guys out, and I get to help out your channels grow. And so this is an opportunity. And there's other people that I've been talking to who may be getting on the calendar as well. And once they get on the calendar and they start shouting out everybody on the calendar, you're going to be receiving those shout outs too. So, you know, just think of it that way. Even Scrooge come around to the idea of the joy of giving and the joy of supporting others. So that's what we're doing here. We're first and foremost, shout everybody out just because you can, because it gives you the power to help other people's channels grow. And then, you know, later on, if it continues to be a problem, I do have a plan to do something about it. If, you know, other people persist in not, you know, giving back, and they just receiving from being on here and they don't want to give back, I do have a plan, but I don't want to have to do anything about it right now because, you know, some of the people, it's just they just forget, or, you know, other people have been talking to them, and, you know, let's give them a chance to come around. And in the meantime, like I said, just shout out as many people as you can and help as many people's channels you can grow, and do as much as you can while you have the power to do it, while you've got an audience, while you have the opportunity. So without further ado, let's get started. Gregory Salvatore goes on at 9 p.m. tonight.
Yay,
and
Gregory!
Then, woohoo!
Awesome!
Yeah. And then Monday night, we have One Wheel E at 9 p.m. Bubsification, we have 9 p.m. on Tuesday.
You never know what's going to happen with those two.
Yeah. And then, of course, we're right back here on #Insanefriends Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. And we're going to have another great guest. Again, we've had some really great guests the past few Wednesday nights. One Wheel E is going to be our guest.
Again?
Yeah, he's going to come back. And then Dorito.
Last time he was here, he did some burnouts in his garage for me.
Sure did. And Dorito and Lucha Cabra will be on at 9:30 on Thursday night, followed by Easy 2 tips, tricks, etc. That's another thing I gotta address. I did, you know, somebody did point out that sometimes not everybody is on when they're supposed to be on. And, you know, Easy 2 Ken at Easy 2 tips, tricks, etc. He missed a couple of weeks. I won't get into why, but there was perfectly good reason. And the jury's still out whether he's going to be able to live next Thursday night or not. It was just one of the reasons why I got to address this. So we don't know if he's going to be on or not. I am talking to him, and we're going to get this worked out. And we're going to have little hiccups like this. I mean, it is improving. And like I said, no matter what happens that's not perfect on the Insanefriends live calendar, it's still beneficial to everybody involved. It still helps out. We are still better than the sum of our parts. We're still better together than we are separated. And everybody that is involved is going to benefit. And it gives everybody involved the opportunity to have the power to help other people's channels out, other than their own, and their own at the same time. Friday night, Horses Shop, 8:30, followed by Twisted R Racing at 9 p.m. And Saturday night, Choppers Rule 1 at 6:30, followed by Fab Automotive Detailing at 9 p.m. So everybody just be patient. Anybody that's not shouting everybody out, just give them a chance to come around. I'm sure they will learn the joy of giving. If not, you know, let's just not even think about that right now. You don't have to worry about it because I got a plan. So what else going in the chat, baby?
They're talking about Horses Shop's mom's Camaro.
Oh, you want to tell them about?
It's a 1998 convertible.
Oh, wow.
With an automatic transmission, 3.8 V6, and it's got a black convertible top.
That sounds great.
And about 100,000 miles, which is awesome for its age.
That's not bad at all for its age. Yeah, Camaro Time was doing a really good video of something that I've been planning on doing, but I'm behind on, and he beat me to the punch. And I'm not glad that I'm behind, but I am kind of glad that he kind of lit a fire under me. I really do need to get on my high mileage and maintenance video. I was thinking about doing one, and he did a really good one.
Hey.
So until I come up with one addressing, you know, the correlation between being able to have high mileage vehicles and doing your maintenance and stuff, please go check out Camaro Time's new video where he's showing the mileage on a couple of his vehicles and talking about the maintenance. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I was planning on doing one like that, and then you know, you snooze, you lose. I could have been first if I got off my butt and got a little bit more busy. Reviewing, planning more. Hey, how's it going? February, which it is, the 10th. Like I said, 13th is One Wheel E on our hashtag Insanefriends. Not a lot going on in car shows in February that hasn't already happened. We had the World of Wheels. We had the Brantley Palmer Benefit car show this weekend. We have in March, the 9th, March the 9th, Saturday, Riverside Spring Meet from 12 to 5 p.m.
Wife's birthday is the 22nd.
At the First Tennessee Pavilion.
So we're going to have to put that down on the calendar.
Okay. Very good. Does she have a Facebook? Because I usually tell everybody happy birthday on the Facebook. Try to keep up with people that way. All right, now I have shown
of starting up his Patreon page again.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got an announcement about Doug Sweener.
Rides. Awesome.
Hey,
how
good
you
to see you, man.
Glad you're all here. Now, 9 people are watching, and 6 people are liking. If we can do the math for just a second. Remember, I was a teacher in Peru. How much is 9 minus 6? 6. That would be what? 3? So 3 people don't like us tonight? What's up with that?
Okay, we have shown the vehicle of the month on this calendar several times. I'm sure you're tired of seeing it, the Carmen Ghia. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're like me. These are pretty cool cars. You know, 74 Carmen Ghia. I would have liked it to be a different color, but hey, it's still a pretty cool body style. So we've got the Hot Wheels calendar so that we can have some different stuff. No, that's still January's cars. Those Hot Wheels. So what do we have new for February?
Speed racer car.
I don't even know what those are. That's a speed racer type car?
Yeah, one of them looks like a
kind of like
a Corvette. The other one looks like the speed racer.
What do you guys think they look like? What kind of cars do you think those look like? those Hot Wheels.
Of course, I
For
like
February.
myself Camaro time. That's the first thing I did.
Okay, you want to make the announcement about Doug Swinner?
Well,
What we heard last on his situation, you know, for those that you had that aren't caught up, he did get some really bad news about cancer, and it was in his lymph nodes and everything. They've been doing a lot of testing to see where
if
it's
they
come
can
from.
find it, but
Yeah, if
they
they can
haven't
find
been able to find it.
So at this point, they're thinking that he may actually just have the cancer in his right lymph node and some in his left. And if that's true, then maybe they can take out the whole lymph node or the cancer, and then take the cancer out of this one. And they're talking about taking his tonsils too, because apparently he hasn't had his tonsils out yet. So let's all wish him the best and hope for the best for him. And some of us, really the only thing we can do is go over to his channel. If that's all you can do, then do that. Go over to his channel and give him some watch time. And while you're at it, do that for everybody else here in the chat. Go to everybody's channel and give everybody some watch time. It's something you can do that doesn't cost you anything, and it gives you the power to be able to help people and support people. Yeah, you're right, Camaro Time. That is great news that he does need to quit smoking. And
I can't give anybody that advice.
yes, you can. You have been quit for over a year.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years
in
now.
March.
So
No, in May.
So, and my father quit quite a while back. Yeah, he's got the colon cancer, and he's also got a spot on his lung they're watching now. Even though he's been quit for a while, but you know, seeing that he's got a spot on his lung now and he's been quit for years, then that means he probably would be dead by now if he hadn't quit. So that is a real concern. We're still struggling with sugar. Is mostly the worst thing that we still haven't quit.
Yeah, chocolate is
especially right now. Yeah,
yummy.
it's close to Valentine's, and we have already started hitting the chocolate. And we had this problem during.
It's not close to Valentine's Day. I made his Valentine's Day today because Valentine's Day is on Thursday, and I just couldn't see waiting until Thursday.
Well, most of you guys know we had this problem during Christmas and during New Year's. We had a point where it was getting close to Christmas, and we've been doing good about the sugar and doing good about the sugar, and then we finally threw our hands up one day and said, "To heck with it. We've already, cheated so many times the last few days. We're just going to give in until the holidays are over," and we just ate every sugary thing that came our way for a while. And then we straightened up again. Now it's close to Valentine's, and we're slipping again.
Yeah, I show you what he got for his Valentine's Day today. I show you. It's
Gregory Salvatore says, "I quit about 24 years ago. Cold turkey. That is awesome. That's great.
I quit.
Applaud you, Gregory, for doing that. I mean, it's hard to do, and anybody that's done it, I really.
This is a man-sized box of chocolates for my sweetie. See? There.
Yep.
That's what I gave him for his Valentine's, and
Yeah,
I gave him some clothes.
It's got evil, tempting stuff in here. As you can see, there's some empty spots already. So there's none of us are immune to temptation, We're
It smells delicious.
we all struggle with trying to stop doing things we know we shouldn't be doing.
Well, I quit cold turkey May 2 years ago.
Hey, welcome to the chat, sick boy. I'm sorry I didn't
Georgia.
shout you out earlier.
The day I came back to my sleepy cutie, I handed him my cigarettes Before I even kissed him, I said, "There you go."
Mm-hmm.
And then we kissed the first time. It was something like this. Like that. And I haven't smoked another cigarette. When I feel like I want to smoke a cigarette, I get kisses instead.
I'm proud of you for quitting, baby.
And kisses are a lot better.
DSW says in Oregon we just drink a lot of coffee and devil's lettuce. I don't know. I don't want to know, but we go through some coffee here too. That is, yeah, we definitely do the coffee.
But we don't do nothing else.
Yep. Well, except for the occasional sugary sweets.
We don't drink here in this house, and we don't do.
And most of the time, we manage to not bring the sugar in the house so that we can not do that too.
Yeah. We don't even have sugar for our tea.
No, we don't. We don't have like a sugar container or anything like that.
We did.
Our biggest problem
I made
is,
cookies out of it for the family for Christmas.
Yeah, that was another part of the around Christmas time that we were having trouble with avoiding the sugar because we had that. And then, I do have some cereal, and instead of doing the regular cow's milk, I do the almond milk because I have lactose problems. But even that has sugar in it. Most milk type products have a lot of sugar in them, and so that's another difficult thing if you're trying to quit sugar. Everyone so far older than me in my family, whether they're still alive or not, everyone ended up with the diabetes.
Yeah, but sweetie,
except me yet.
You know why? There's a direct correlation between diabetes and the circumference of your stomach.
Yeah. Well, I am the only one that continued to exercise after a certain age and try to keep that off. But part of that is because it exacerbates the pain of my ruptured disc in my back. Any little bit of extra weight on the midsection and the pain in my back increases dramatically, so I have to keep that off.
The circumference of your stomach, there's been a scientific study. The circumference of your stomach has
a lot to do with your risk for diabetes.
Your risk for diabetes.
Yeah, and some other risk factors too. So it's good to keep that off. Okay, Horse and Shop said he finally got his rolling pin project finished today, and Doug got to see some pictures of it before they got put in the video. That's cool.
Wow.
That's good. I noticed that he got his bowl done too, and the bowl, I've seen the video of that. It's looking great.
The wooden bowl. You need to turn on that little lamp over there, the little light.
Oh yeah, to help out with the.
Helps. See?
It sure does. It brightens us up quite a bit, and it gets even brighter.
Yeah.
She added an extra lamp over here, and it's a little solar lamp.
It's kind of cute.
It is, and it's solar, and it's got plenty of power for to shed a little extra light during the live, and then during the day she sets it in the window, and it charges back up again.
Show it.
So it's very bright, very bright. Now, if I can find a link to this thing, I will, and I'll put it in the description later on. But I'm not even sure where we got this from at this point, so I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it online and give you all a link to it. But that thing is, we've had it for quite some time, and it's still working great, and it's very bright. It's got two settings. It's got a dimmer setting. If you don't want it so bright,
flasher setting.
it does have a flasher setting as well. Yep. And it's soft too. I mean, you can just beat yourself in the head with it. There's no way you can hurt yourself with it, and it doesn't get hot either.
And it doesn't. There's no way it's gonna break.
It's very lightweight too.
I mean, you could kick it around and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, because it's like inflated. It's got a little thing here where you blow it up like a beach ball or something. Camaro Time said he was having a fun time on Friday. He ended up putting a water pump on a Duramax. Yeah, I agree with yay, not. We know what that means. DSW says they're pronounced Dirty Max. Yeah,
Well, anyway, does anybody have anything they want to say, or anything they have on their mind they want to talk about?
Yeah, what is the worst part of changing a water pump on the Duramax, Camaro Time, since we're on the subject? Everything seems to have it's at least one bolt from hell. I talk about this in some of my videos. There's usually a bolt there that I point out. It's the bolt from hell. Because there's usually at least one thing that's just really hard to get to. And oftentimes those one or two things will take the same amount of time as the rest of the entire job. Like say, for instance, you got one or two bolts that takes 30 minutes or an hour to do. And the rest of the whole job will take a whole another hour or two. But that one thing is just... Jariah Dogby, welcome to the chat. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Wow, Camaro Time is 2 away from 3K.
Wow.
Wow, everybody check and make sure
That's
they're still
nice.
Subscribed to Camaro Time, because you know how YouTube is. It will pull your subscription sometimes. I mean, it only takes 2 and get them right up there to the 3K. And everybody that hasn't already, if you would, tweet this out, share it on your Facebook, whatever you got to do that might possibly bring a couple more people in here. Hey, Wicked Fabs, how you doing? If we get a couple more people in here and get Camaro Time some support from just 2 more people, bam, he hits 3K. That would be awesome.
Wicked Fabs, hey. How you doing? What you doing? How you doing?
Or if y'all visit his channel and come to find out that you're no longer subscribed and you resubscribe, that could make the difference.
I always end up being unsubscribed from people.
Yeah, I would, but I've been on Camaro Time's channel today and yesterday with both my channels.
Yeah, I'm always looking over his shoulder, so I don't really go on with mine.
I was even on there today with no channel. I didn't realize that till later, but I was on my phone and then I went to try to comment, and
Yeah,
I was not signed in at all. It was on my phone, and apparently I was not logged in because I had a little empty icon and I was nobody.
Camaro Time just went to $299.99.
Woo! Look at that.
One away.
It's $299.99. Just did 3K.
Wow.
Yeah, Gregory Salvatore. He was right. You could have knocked him off. Yay! Woo! 3K! Woo! Woo! That's history here.
Yeah.
That's history. That's the first time we've had somebody go to 3K on Insanefriends Live. That is awesome. History. Woohoo! That's a record right there. We just broke a record, guys. Congratulations, Camaro time. That is crazy awesome. I'm writing that down on the calendar so we'll remember that. We hit Maritime hit 3K on Sunday, February the 10th. Way to go, people. Way to support. That is awesome.
See, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, see, I mean, that is what I'm talking about. Just, you know, to heck with what you get back, to heck with whether it returns, and it does. It really does. It comes back twofold, threefold, tenfold. But don't worry about that. Just give and support and try to grow other people's channels. And it's fun. It's exciting, and it makes you feel good. And you get to share in the victory every time it happens. Now, thank you, Camaro Time, for coming here and letting us know that was going on. That was fun. That was awesome. And letting us help you with that and participate with that and enjoy that with you, because that is awesome.
Ow! That burns.
Camaro Time, 3K, 10th of February.
Judy Sweetie put a heating pad on my chair and my butt got too hot.
Your butt's always been too hot, baby. That's why ZZ Top's been singing about. No, it wasn't ZZ Top. It's was it Brian? No. My brain don't work like it used to anymore. I'll remember what artist that was and which song that was.
There's one Fat Bottom Girls.
No, not that one. The Strut. Love to watch her strut.
Yeah. I don't remember who sang that.
Mm-hmm.
I got indigestion too. Got a hot button indigestion. Don't know what to do.
Wicked Fab says, I think YouTube has a constant purge going on, and I completely agree with that, Wicked Fabs. I completely agree with that. It may not be as hard a purge.
Channels.
Yeah.
Because I really don't go on channels.
Bob Seger. Camaro Time got it. You're right. It's Bob Seger.
I got now what was I saying?
I'm sorry, baby. I interrupted your train of thought.
Yeah.
We were talking about the constant purge going on, and they're unsubscribing you from people's channels.
They unsubscribe me all the time because I don't go on channels with mine because it just doesn't make sense for us to be snuggled up into bed looking at people's YouTube channels on 2 different laptops.
Yeah, she's leaning over watching you guys' videos on my screen while I'm watching your videos.
Look,
and I do it so much, she doesn't feel the need to get on there and go to everybody's. If I had mine open, and then we would have
on the bed, and then we have different screens going at the same time, and I wouldn't be able to have my head right here like this, and then you see, this is much nicer. Did I share this?
Ooh, Garage. Porsche Shop says Bob Seger was born here in Michigan. Meaning here where Horse's Shop is at. We're still in Georgia.
Bob Seger
she knows
was
about
the
Michigan.
First concert I went to when I was, I don't know, it was before I was, I don't know, it was before I met him.
Yep.
And my friend and me went to Bob Seger. And she put a Quaalude in my beer. That's a different story.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true for us too. Bob Seger was real big back in the day when we were young and all over Atlanta.
Gregory, I have played all
Yeah.
on yours before.
Yeah, because sometimes we'll go and right or wrong, we go to people's channels, and sometimes I've got several tabs open, and whether I fall asleep sometimes while I'm doing it, or I get involved in working on something, and then I come back and it's been playing for an hour or something. It's video after video. If they're going to keep you on this autoplay crap all the time, you might as well use it to your advantage. And you go to somebody's channel, and like Camaro Times or Gregory Salvatore or Uzo Lou, I've done them all, and DSW Joyride, and you go to where their videos is, hit videos, and you'll see a button that says play all below that, and hit that play all button and let it just sit there and autoplay. And if you're working on something, your hands are dirty and you can't control which video you go to next, it'll just play one video after the other, and you can do your job and do your chores and do whatever, and it's sit there and play all their videos. And you can have 3 or 4 tabs open and have 3 or 4 channels going at once. I say 3 or 4 because our bandwidth is kind of limited out here in the Appalachian Mountains, and once I get to past 3 or 4 channels at once, it gets a little choppy. You may be able to do more if you've got better bandwidth where you're at, or you may only be able to do one at a time if you only have your phone.
Bye, DSW.
But it's another great way to support people in the community and be just hashtag insane friends and give insane support, insane growth. And just like so many other things that give you the power to help other people grow their channels, it doesn't cost you anything. And it gives you the opportunity to have their channels playing in the background while you're doing stuff. And sometimes, you know, while that's going on, something really cool will catch your attention, and next thing you know, you're back watching again. Yeah, Camaro Time, you're absolutely right. I don't know if I was saying that right earlier, but I think you know, we're trying to make the same point, and it's just, you know, that you want to look at it as a power to give, that you're able to, whether you get anything back from it or not, you have the power to give something that somebody needs or wants, and that's a great power to have. And we don't have to wait until we're rich and powerful, whether you've been rich and powerful in the past or not, and whether you are right now. I mean, you don't have to be. Because you have an audience, because you have, or even if you don't have an audience, because you have a channel, and you have the power to go up, reach out and help somebody, and revel in the glory of the fact that you can.
This song is driving me crazy. Thank you. I've heard that music so often that I want to scream.
Wicked Fabs, you can have a blue wrench. You've been here long enough. That's for sure. And I trust you.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now go out and fix something. Get off the couch and get dirty. You got a wrench now.
I don't know. It didn't change on mine. Oh,
yes,
yeah,
that's right. That was the term I was missing, and I can't remember. Thank you, Gregory Salvatore. Pay it forward is the term I was trying to remember. My brain just doesn't work as good as it used to, but trust me, guys, I mean well. I just don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but I'm trying. But yes, pay it forward. You know, like I was saying on the calendar thing, even if there are some people that aren't doing the shout outs like they should, don't worry about that. Just go ahead and shout them out anyway. Shout everybody out that's on there. And, you know, I feel like they'll come around, you know. And if they don't, I got a plan for that too. It doesn't
matter.
Yeah, in the meantime, it doesn't matter. Just do it for the joy of being able to
know that you help somebody
grow
else.
everybody else's channels on there. Everybody else that's involved in the hashtag #InsaneFriends Live. You have the power to help them grow their channels, to help them grow their lives, their live streams, and to help them get more traffic. And, you know, we'll be able to do more stuff like we did here with Camaro Time hitting 3K. I mean, that was fun as heck. You know, we can be doing that on other people's lives too.
Actually, it's not a senior moment, really. he has.
I've had a lot of impact.
To the head.
Yeah.
He used to do mixed martial arts. And
not to mention the many times that I've whacked my head on those automotive lifts. But yeah, I used to do some competitions and stuff, and I have taken a lot of blows to the head, feet, and hands. So, and then not mention some of the street fights in Atlanta. Well, we used to try to kill each other down there sometimes, man. I tell you what.
Yeah, that was.
We weren't really trying to kill each other. That's just you know, we did try to beat the crap out of each other, though.
That's really bad down there. I grew up down there too.
Oh yeah.
It's dog eat dog, big dog eat little dog.
The tensions get really high down there, and so you know.
I was a big dog, even though I'm small.
Okay, 14 videos in the last month. And now I have 3,000 subs. Thanks to all you guys.
Wicked Fab
and a whopping 97 in my account. Yeah, hey, that's great. That is awesome. And yes, applaud all you guys. You guys are great. You've been helpful to all of us and to each other. And we really appreciate that. And we also appreciate, you know, the kindness and the tendency that so many of you have, like Camaro Time is doing right now, of expressing the appreciation. And, you know, that's not just helpful to everybody around you, it's helpful to yourself as well. It's the key to happiness. You know, one of the things that I still do to this day to help stave off any kind of depression or anything like that is to do a little exercise where I'm doing a certain form of meditation. It's called a thankfulness meditation. And I sit there and try to think of at least 4 things that I'm thankful for. And even if you're having the most horrible day, you can still think of 4 things that you're thankful for, even if all you can think of is that you're still breathing good, that you're not sitting in a wheelchair, that you don't have anything that requires chemotherapy, and you know, so on and so forth. And the only problems I've ever had with doing my thankfulness exercises and getting myself back centered to be appreciative again is sometimes I'm trying to do only 4 things that I'm thankful for. And after I get done thinking of things of 4 things I'm thankful for, then I start thinking of another 4 things I'm thankful for, and another 4, and I have to stop myself because I'll get to like 12 or 15 things that I'm thankful for. You get into, you get on a roll, and sometimes you just don't realize just how many things are actually going right. Okay, what was I missing?
Right back here. Oh, where was it?
I'm sorry, guys, if I sound a little bit too much like I'm on the Sane Enterprises channel. So, UFC cage, yeah, not anymore. You won't.
Yeah, no.
No, not anymore. I used to be something back in the day, but man, these guys here lately that I've trained with, and these younger guys, they have access to a lot more training than I did when I was their age. There's a lot of really great schools and stuff out there, and some of the guys that I trained with in judo, and some of them I trained with in jiu-jitsu and stuff. I mean, they have had so much training. They know all the tricks that I've learned. They know all the techniques that I've learned, and they've just trained and trained and trained. And oh my gosh, they can get downright brutal in there. I used to do really well back in the 80s, but you know, when I look back on it, I really had an unfair advantage because there wasn't as much freely available knowledge out there to all the techniques and stuff. And nowadays, oh my gosh, I would hate to try to compete nowadays.
Impact's Garage and Gaming. How you doing? Glad you made it. Hi.
Hey, you've made it now. Don't worry about the ones you haven't been to. You're here now. We appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. Impact Garage and Gaming. It's good to see you here.
I can't get used to seeing my hair parted on the wrong side.
If you weren't here for it, Camaro time hit 3K just a few minutes ago. You're right, Camaro time. There's really talented people out there in the mixed martial arts now. I mean, and they got so many great schools that they can go to and that they have been going to, and so many great people that's been learning.
He only tries to teach me, and when he says, you do this and that, and you flip up this way, you flip up that way, I run really fast. So he's taught me to run really, really fast.
And they're younger and stronger, and they got less hurt spots on them. They've had less injuries. I mean, it's a young man's game.
You're not an old man.
Horses Shop. There's an event in Ohio that I'd like to go to.
Well, that would be nice. I hope you get to go.
Fab Automotive Detailing is here. Fab is live at 9 p.m. on Saturday nights, right after Chopper's Rule 1 is right there, and Fab sticker is right here. I don't know if you've got to see it yet, but we did finally figure out a way to move the board with the stickers closer. We have made a few changes in the studio.
That's true.
Here.
And he can, what? Camaro times.
So you collect the rent without any trouble. Yeah.
And he's my personal bodyguard. That and he carries a gun too. So yeah, we got it covered.
Yep, I'm glad you mentioned the orange belt, because that's one of the things that I was saying earlier on about a year ago when we were putting together the communities and stuff, and we were all learning about how to grow communities and do community building and get further and further away from sub to sub and more into community building, like YouTube wants community building. They don't want sub for sub and stuff. So we were learning this out and feeling this out. And one of the things I said early on that I want to reiterate, thank you for reminding me, because when you're talking about orange belts and green belts and stuff, is it works really well in the dojos to have a lot of people that haven't been into it, they think that the black belts teach everything to everybody, or they think that the grandmaster teaches everything and the black belts help them teach. That's not exactly the way it works. The way it works is that, yes, black belts and everything, they lay out the curriculum and stuff and what everybody's supposed to be training and what they're supposed to be working on. And the grandmaster is in ultimate control of all that. And sometimes if you're lucky enough to be able to train directly under a grandmaster, like I was in later years when I was making a lot more money and I could afford to do it, then you can do that and you can train directly under a grandmaster if you're already in the higher belt rankings and stuff like that. But what really happens is you start out as white belt, and one of the people you learn the most from when you're white belt is the other yellow belts. And then they learn the most from the belt ranking above them and the belt ranking above them. So to look at it the other way, the black belts are usually spending most of their time with the brown red stripe belts, and then they're spending most of their time with the brown belts. They're spending most of their time with the green belts, and so on and so forth on down the line. Because think of it this way, an orange belt knows front brain a lot more about what the yellow belt is struggling with right now and how to tell him the little details of how to overcome those struggles than a black belt does, because a black belt hasn't dealt with that for a long time. And a black belt's more likely to say to that yellow belt, look, dude, just do this, just do that. And then they continue to struggle. Whereas the orange belt would be like, look, I was struggling with that last month. And, you know, you got to get this little detail down and this little detail down. And then it'll all work for you. And then the yellow belt, oh, aha, okay, that's what I was messed up with. So when we look at this as channel growth and channel building and community building, if somebody is at 1,000, 2,000, something like that, and somebody is at 800 or 900 and they're still struggling, if somebody is between 1,000 and 2,000, they're more likely to be able to help problem solve and look out for the guys that are at 700, 800 and trying to hit that 1,000 mark. Whereas people who are at 5,000, 6,000 are more likely to be very fresh in their mind what the struggles are for the people that are at like 1,500 to 2,000. So it's to our advantage as a community to have everyone, you know, think about, you know, where you're at with your channel and try to be looking out for the people that are just behind you and try to make sure that none of those people get left behind. And if you think you're really small channel because you're at 500, 600, no, you're not, because you've got plenty of people that are at 300, 400, something like that, and they could really use your help and they could really use your knowledge that you have right now. You know more about the people. If you're at 500, 600, you know more about the people, what the people are struggling with at 200, 300 than we do at 2,000 plus, you know? So try to look for the people in the hashtag Insanefriends and the other communities that are just below you in growth and see what they're struggling with, see if you can help them out and support them every way you can. And even if you're at 200, 300, hey, Josie, there's still people that haven't even hit 100 yet. And they could use your help and your support and your knowledge. You're right, Camaro time. Good advice, yeah. It's just like one foot in front of the other. I mean, some days it's just like anything else in life. Sometimes you just got to step back and say, look, this transmission's got to come out. It's got 67 bolts holding it in. if I just do 6 bolts and not worry about the rest, take a breath and do 6 more bolts, I only got to do that 10 times and it's out of there. And you can break it down with your YouTube stuff. You can break it down with your how many videos that you do. You can break it down with, you know, what your goals are for your subscribership for this month. Anything you can do that with. You can do it with how many push-ups you do per day. You can do it like Grandmaster Q used to say. It's not 10,000 repetitions of your technique for this week. It's only 100 repetitions 1,000 times.
It is time to selflessly self-promote.
Yeah.
So
put in the chat what videos did you put up last week and what videos you're putting up next week.
Just gotten out. What are we proud of this week?
That water pump you had to do,
Look.
Camaro time. How many bolts were holding that water pump in?
Look, my hair is pretty long.
It's backwards, isn't it?
Yes. They don't know what I really look like. Everything is backwards.
Josie, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And it's another good thing you brought that up. The in a lot of the sales seminars and stuff I went to, they talk about eating the most fabulous hamburger that you ever got.
Automotive detailing passed 200,000 views. Awesome!
All right. All right. Woohoo! I can relate to that, Camaro time. I took out so many bolts. Honestly, I do not remember. That sounded like taking a North Star transmission out. Trying to count. Have them all laid all nice and neat and start trying to count them. You can't even count them all before somebody interrupts you. Get like 50 or 60 and then somebody comes by and asks you a question. And then you're just like, I'm not counting all of them again. There's probably about 80. Gregory Salvatore says at 9 p.m. tonight in his live, Matt MPG and Wicked Fabs will be on with me. We'll be talking about exhaust among whatever else comes up. Horse's Shop wants to know if you're still down for putting a 7.3 Power Stroke in a Mustang. You can put extra large injectors in it and make it really powerful and just blow lots of black smoke. I don't think she likes that idea. Fab says he put pistons in a Kia Optima and almost every bolt from start to finish had 10mm heads. They were all just different lengths. It was a pain to put back together. Yeah, that's part of the problem when things are just too similar. You'd think from on the surface it would make things simpler, but it doesn't. It makes it more difficult because when you go to put them back together, like you said, they're all just different lengths. And
Coyote's an awesome engine.
Most valve bodies are like that. Most valve bodies, you have everything is like an 8mm head, and then you've got this 40 to 60, sometimes 70 bolts. And you may have one layer of valve body, or you might have 3 layers of valve body. But they're all just different lengths.
Oh no, that's awful.
And if it was all like this whole section right here is one length, and this whole section right here is one length, and this, but it's not, because you'll have some places.
Garage and Gaming's dad has diabetes, and they didn't know it.
Ooh.
and his sugar level went up to an unreal level, and he was unconscious in the hospital for a couple of days.
It sure does happen.
It can also give you a heart attack and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, that's
it can make you blind temporarily or permanently.
It can give men certain problems as well.
Yeah, problems you don't want to have. So yeah, we got to cut back on the sugar again. we don't want none of those kind of problems. Not want those troubles. It's no joke. Diabetes is bad, but it's really hard on your heart too.
Horses shop.
Fab says it was apart for 3 weeks too. Wow.
Okay.
I hate it when that happens.
I have to say something to Horses shop. He just says that a Mustang to about 30 or 45 minutes away from him for sale. The title of that vehicle should tell you what not to do. Do not buy the car. It's not worth it.
Yeah, she's not a fan of Mustang 2s. They share the Fox body. Anything that shares the body with something else other than a Mustang, she's not a real fan of, whether it be Fox bodies or others.
Well, it's not because of that. The Mustang 2, it's a gutless wonder.
Compared to a lot of the newer Mustangs, yeah, there is some truth to the new term that some people use of the gutless Mustangs, or the gutless era of the Mustangs. Because
you had the first Mustangs. They were the fastest, the best, and then you got the Mustang 2, and they were beat by everything. And then you got the new Mustangs, which are back
powerful again.
Yeah.
Like 2006 and later, they just really started getting real powerful again. Now, those engines with the overhead cams, when they first started, like 96 and later, that was a step in the right direction, but they started really getting powerful in 2006.
Josie had to put an alternator in a Saturn in 20-degree weather.
Camaro Time says, fun little cars. Wife had one with a 302 in it when we started dating. Yeah, they are lightweight, and that makes a huge difference. And that's similar to that. I had this
hand. I broke my hand in the window, in the door of one of the Mustang 2s. Right here, these 3 fingers, right down here in the hand. And that's the only good thing that came out of those Mustangs.
I had a 302 Maverick, and it's about the same. It's the same size and weight and everything, and it would jerk that little Maverick around like a Honda with a V6 in it or something. So I can imagine the little Mustang 2 with 302 in it probably be exactly the same way. Fab says I detailed a Mustang 2 and a Corvette. Mustang front with a Corvette rear. That's too bad you don't have video of that. I don't know if I would like it or not, but I sure am curious. It's curious to see what that would look like. Some of these things, it doesn't really matter if you like them or not. It's still neat to see the stuff, to see what people have come up with. It's not all about having the best looking or the most wonderful car. Sometimes it's just having something different. Camaro Time says the new ones respond really well to modifications. I completely agree with that. And not just the Mustangs, is a lot of the guys I'm seeing with the Mopars and stuff, they're having really good results with some inexpensive mods. Same thing with the Camaros and the Camaro guys. And some of the stuff that's not even performance related, that's inexpensive and really easy to do. Camaro Time's got a video showing him putting one of the canisters on there for the PCV to catch some of that extra blow by. And that, I think, is a really great thing to do. We used to do that kind of ghetto back in the day with old gutted carbon canisters and stuff like that, because they have just the right nipples on them. And sometimes take and braze little nipples onto metal coffee cans and use them for catch cans.
Something happened.
Just try to refresh your page, because I think we're still alive and everything.
Okay.
See you later, Gregory Salvatore.
We got to go too.
Yeah, because we're gonna
come on.
We need to make way for his live as well. Let me finish up with the chat and make sure I give everybody
the shout out they deserve.
Yep. Before my YouTube channel, I have pictures of it. Fab says, oh, he's got pictures of it. Well, you know, a slideshow with some pictures kind of video that would do. Maybe, and it doesn't have to be just that vehicle. You know, it could be like a top 5, some of the most interesting vehicles that went across. I've thought about doing some videos like that. Yeah, some of those interesting videos that I've worked on, or a top 10 of the most interesting videos I've worked on before I started my YouTube channel or something, or a top 5 Fords I've worked on, or top 5 GMs or something, anything. And we could probably all do several videos like that with some old photos and stuff that we got. If you're perfectly welcome to take those ideas and run with them. I don't care if you do some of the same videos that I do. If it helps you get views and grows your channel and stuff, you're welcome to it.
How you doing? It's been a long time.
But yeah, we've probably all got some photos and stuff of interesting vehicles that we've either worked on, or interesting vehicles that we've photographed or that we've owned or something like that. And we could do some top 5s of those kind of things, or some top 10s or anything like that. And I'm sure we're not the only ones that would be interested in seeing that kind of stuff, and you could get a lot of views from it. Good night, Josie. It's good to have you here in the chat. It's great seeing you again.
Noah Goldman just showed up.
Dogan. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. Octave Dogan. Welcome to the chat. We're just about to end our live because, but it's not over yet, because Gregory Salvatore goes on at 9 p.m. So all our hashtag Insane Friends, well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of our hashtag Insane Friends will be going over to his live after this. And so the show goes on, the support continues, and everybody can go over to Gregory Salvatore's live at 9 p.m. and continue to support others and support each other and pay it forward. Another congratulations for Camaro Time. He hit 3K tonight in the live, a new record for all of us.
Awesome.
Noah Gallman says, happy Super Sunday. Historic day to visit places in Chatsworth and Dalton. Went to see inside the Blunt House in Dalton and the Chief Van House and the Wright Hotel and Chatsworth Depot. I've been to
a lot in one day.
Yeah, that is a lot in one day. I have been to most of those places, at least 3 out of 4 of those places, but never in the same day. That is some cruising around, man. Great job, Noah. I bet that was fun too. It was a nice day too. The weather was nice, and especially the Chief Van House. It's a very interesting place, and it helps going to places like that. I mean, that was a big affluent house. That was living well. Okay, back in the day, that was living well. And then you walk around in that house and you see what it was like for somebody that was living very well back in the day. It took a lot of money to be able to live like that. compared to other people. And you start getting a inkling of just how great we have it nowadays. I mean, how we live like kings. We live like kings and queens.
We got to get out because we're going to run into Gregory's. They need to get off of here so they can get their soda and their popcorn and hunker down for the next live. Get up, walk around, go to the potty, do what they got to do.
Yeah, Camaro Time says it was cold here. It did get a little cold later in the afternoon here, but at least it wasn't like Arctic winds blowing through you like frozen needles and stuff like a couple of the days earlier in the week. Milky Bar Kid, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. We're just about to leave. A Nissan Bluebird from '86, still running strong. Very good. My Jaguar is an '86. The Corvette is an '85.
And my favorite is a '72.
Yep, those are the only '80s vehicles we have. All our other stuff is '70s and it's older stuff. Okay, guys, I wish we could hang out with you later, but we're going to be cutting into somebody else's live. You can still hang out together. Just go over to Gregory Salvatore's at 9 p.m. He's only 15 minutes away. Camaro Time, my marriage is an '85.
When was yours?
85 or '86 is when we met.
Yeah.
And I think we got married in '87, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're about the same time as Camaro Time and his wife.
And our daughter was married.
She was born in '88.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
That's how it went. Middle '80s. That's where it's at, man.
Yay! And we're still here. Everybody else is gone. Everybody new then is gone. But
well, great hanging out with you guys. We're so glad you came here. Congratulations, Camaro Time. Everybody be nice to each other, pay it forward, support each other, check out each other's channels, do your little binge watching. You know, go to the channel, hit that tab that says videos, then hit that tab that says play all. Help each other out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Check out the rest of the live, starting with Gregory Salvatore. He's on at 9 p.m. One Wheelie at 9 p.m. on Mondays. Bubsfication 9 p.m. on Tuesdays. We're right back here at 7:30 p.m. Every Wednesday night. Our guest will be One Wheelie this Wednesday night. If you want to be a guest, hit me up on Victor Sane on Facebook. And we also have announcements and everything about other people. And you can share your videos on the Saneauto Facebook channel.
It wasn't randomly. It was when they got hit from behind.
Yeah, in a certain
way.
And only for like 1 or 2 years. And then they corrected that problem. Just like those Chevrolet pickup trucks that had the side-mounted gas tanks. And if they got hit in a certain way on that side, the tank was on the outside of the frame and it was unprotected. And so for 1 or 2 years, they had a problem with that. And then they corrected that too. So there's just about every manufacturer has some kind of blemish in their past.
Camaro Time like has a premiere tomorrow. I think it's at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So
Camaro Time premiere at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I believe it's 7 p.m.
Okay.
He will have to confirm it.
Okay. Well, and he's good about putting his stuff on the Saneauto Facebook page. So if you need an update between now and then, check out the Saneauto Facebook page, and you may find an announcement there from Camaro Time on when his premiere is going to be. In the meantime, horses shop at 8:30 on Friday afternoon, followed by Twisted R Racing at 9 p.m. Shoppers Rule 1, 6:30 p.m. on Saturdays, and then followed by Fab Automotive Detailing at 9 p.m. All right. So, like I said, it's great to have y'all here tonight. Thank you for being so
Bye-bye.
entertaining and active in the chat.
Get out of here. Go.
And
Get out. Bye.
till the next video, we're wishing you all hashtag insane growth. For all our hashtag insane friends, get off the couch and get dirty.
No, clean. Stay clean.
Oh, and check out Carol Sane channel.
No.
And,
Nothing new to
and
see
the Sane
there.
Enterprises channel. We got a new video on there.
Yeah, over there you got a good one.